This is me learning some of the most useless skills on the internet, like this skill called worm charming. But the thing is, most of these useless skills are things that I spent a lot of time doing as a kid, and I think they actually do have a purpose. So my objective is to remaster each useless skill and then prove once and for all that they can be useful. The first skill that I will be testing is fingerboarding. The internet requires something to make money in order to be useful, but for this first skill, I'm going to practice by trying to get someone to fingerboard with me. Then for the next skills, I will step it up a notch and see if I can make some money. I'm planning to turn this table into a giant fingerboard skate park, but I'm going to need a ton of cardboard and tape, so let's go get some. I'm looking for some cardboard. I don't need a ton, but I need a good amount. So I was wondering if you by chance have some lying around.
There'd be quite a bit in that dumpster.
This is the dumpster with all of the cardboard in it, and we're going to get it out. Yes, we do have permission to raid it. Don't worry, this isn't illegal. I really hope that it's dry. If it's wet, we're kind of screwed. Ugh. There's definitely a lot of cardboard in here. Oh gosh. Just gonna throw some of these out. I found a monster. This is really making me want an energy drink right now. My plan is to get a few of these boxes and then one really big sheet of cardboard to build everything on top of. All the really big sheets are kind of buried. How much do you think we'll need? It's probably about enough. There we go. Let's use this for the base. That's a huge piece. That's what we need. I loaded all of the cardboard into the car, and then I went to the store to get the paint and tape to hold everything together. This is everything that we are going to need. I've got cardboard to make the ramps, of course, tape and scissors, and I also got this paint to make it look nice and pretty when we're finished. So let's get started. I'm going to start with just one big sheet of cardboard on this. Oh, that's really big. And that'll go across the entire table. We now have a platform to work with. I drew out where all the ramps are going to go. I'm going to start with this half pipe, get all the middle section done, and then I'll do this, make the bowl, the ramp, and we'll be ready to go. I hope we can, get this done pretty quick and get out there and start fingerboarding. We are making some good progress. The half pipe is done, and I have also finished this 90-degree jump here. So I can jump up this side and land into the half pipe now, like that. I can jump up and rail on this edge here and then drop in. Or I can also jump up this side and down this side, like that. All we need to do now is put some stairs here, a box rail here, some rollers here, and then the whole middle section will be completed. So I'm pretty happy with how it's coming along. It's obviously gonna look a lot better once we paint it. All I have left is this bowl, but I might just put another one of these ramps there because I do want to paint this today, and I think it's gonna start getting dark soon. Here we are ready to paint. I changed my clothes, so if I paint myself, I won't be sad. I don't think it's gonna rain for a while, so I think it's a green light. Let's do this. Turned out all right. I'm excited to try this thing out once it's dry. All right, we got it all set up. There is like hardly anyone here. It's kind of a cold day, but every day is cold now here. So hopefully someone shows up and decides to fingerboard with me. But while I wait, I'm just going to practice my fingerboarding and have some fun. It's also windy, so when I jump into the air, the wind catches the board and like blows it, which does not help. My fingers are so cold that I can hardly do this. Hey bro, you want a fingerboard? No. Nobody is coming over, so I'm going to walk around a little bit and see if I can find someone and convince them to come fingerboard with me. Look at the little squirrels. What about you guys? Do you want to hang out or no? I kept fingerboarding for another hour, but still nobody showed up, so I had no choice but to accept defeat and move on to the next useless skill, juggling. And don't forget, I'm learning many useless skills later in this video, which are even crazier, all to find out which ones are useless and which ones are useful. So even if I fail to make money, I'm still getting closer to finding out if learning these skills is worth it. My master plan here is to create a flyer for my juggling show. I'm going to put them out all over town and hope that some people find them and show up. So I got to work making the flyer for my show. I'm only going to charge people $1 so that we can profit. After I finished, I went and hung up a ton of flyers, and then I decided that I was going to practice for my show so I don't make a complete fool of myself. I've juggled before, but it's been a really long time, so I'm gonna brush up on my skills and try to learn a few new techniques. I'm gonna start with these. I already know how to juggle like this pretty good, but I'm going to learn a few other ways to juggle, and then I'm going to practice these clubs so that I can actually juggle them every time consistently. So after hours of practice and many mistakes, I was finally able to master these 3 juggling skills. Let's practice these clubs. This is a whole new level. Like, these things are hard to juggle. 3 of them, just balancing the weight evenly. Honestly, just flipping one of these consistently gets tricky after a while. Yeah. Whew. I kept practicing with these clubs for a very long time. So it seems easier if you grab it up closer to this yellow part instead of at the end. You have more control. And you can kind of just flip it right in the middle instead of flipping it like this. See the difference? So you want to just keep it right on its center point. And that way you have the most control and you can flip it faster. What I'm gonna have to do in my show is do a few juggles of these and then catch them and then do something else and then come back to them and do a few more juggles. Because if I go too long with these ones, I'm gonna mess up and people are just gonna leave my show. The last thing that I wanted to try is 4 juggling balls at once. This is gonna be really complex. I know how to juggle 2 balls in one hand. So if I can just do that in both hands at the same time, I'll technically be juggling 4. So let's give this a try. Ooh. Hey, there we go. It is the day of my juggling show. Look outside. It snowed. It snowed. Like seriously though, it wasn't even in the weather forecast. I just woke up and the whole ground is just magically covered in snow. I feel like nobody is gonna show up to my juggling show. The show must go on, so I'm gonna go and juggle for like 30 minutes. And if no one shows up, then I'm just gonna call it a day. But if someone does decide to show up, I'm not gonna let them down. I'm gonna be there. I just hope that the wind doesn't blow away my juggling clubs, because that's a very real possibility. We are here. This is our stage. Nobody else is here. We're the only ones. It's kind of what I thought was gonna happen with this weather. Look at the snow everywhere. But I'm gonna perform for a few minutes anyway, despite the freezing cold temperatures and the wind. And I guess there's still hope that someone might show up. And if not, I guess I'm performing for you guys. Welcome, absolutely nobody, to my absolutely amazing juggling show. I hope you enjoy. The wind is blowing these clubs like crazy. It's only been a few minutes and my hands are already numb. Nobody decided to show up. I really should have found an indoor stage. I might have had more luck, but it was still a good experience. Cold experience, but good. For our next useless skill, I'm here at this amazing grass park. I have a bucket and I'm going to try worm charming. Yeah, I'm gonna catch a worm. It's a little bit weird, but kind of cool, I guess. I mean, the idea of like getting a worm to come out of the ground. The concept behind worm charming is that you can create vibrations in the ground with sticks or other tools that mimic rainfall. So basically, the worms get confused and they think it's raining when it's not. It's just you rubbing some sticks together. And then they come up to the surface and you catch them. So I'm gonna find some sticks and then I guess we're gonna try to catch a worm. I really hope we can get one. I found this stick and it seems like it's gonna work pretty good. So I'm going to carve it and then, yeah. All right, I found this little patch of dirt, so This is where I'm going to try worm charming. Just gotta hammer this stick in right here. Can't believe I'm actually trying this. I wonder what the chances are of actually catching a worm. Like, what are my odds? They can't be good. How long does it take for the worms to crawl up to the surface? That's my other question. Because it's a little bit cold out here, and if it's gonna take like an hour to get a worm, I don't know if I have that type of patience. I look like a crazy person out here. There's gotta be a strategy to this, like the speed that you rub the sticks together or something. Nothing yet. Okay, I've been going for maybe a minute or 2 minutes, and there's no worms yet. Let's just keep going. I'm not having any luck with this. I've been going for a while now and there's still no sight of any worms. I don't know if I should try a different spot or if I need a better tool to convince these worms that it's raining, but I'm doing something wrong. I think I'm going to go and find some better tools and warm up my hands a little bit and then come back and try again, or maybe I'll try a different spot, but this isn't working. My microphone failed to connect, so the next few clips have pretty poor audio quality, so I apologize in advance. All right, I am back at the park and I have way more tools this time to try out. Of course, I've got my hammer and sticks, but this time I also got this crowbar and a square and another mini crowbar. So we're about to find out if these tools work better, and if we can't catch a worm, maybe I'll go to the other side of the park. It's pretty cold and windy, so I don't know how long I'm gonna spend on this, but I really do want to catch a worm so that I can sell it and make some money, if anyone will even buy it. First, I'm going to try some of these things that we have not tried yet. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with these, but we'll figure it out. You know what? I am 100% convinced that worm charming does not work. I don't believe it. Like, I've tried everything there is to try, and none of it works. There's no worms coming in. And like, the ground is even wet a little bit. So like, why wouldn't they? There's no explanation for it. I know there's worms here. There's gotta be worms here. There are some roots here, so maybe that's why there's no worms, because there's a tree. I don't think we're going to be taking home any worms today, sadly. All that work for nothing, dude. It's cold. Well, I'm going to move on to our next useless skill. Turns out maybe worm charming is useless, or maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. So if you know how to worm charm and it's your thing, please explain to me in the comments how to actually do it. Like, I want to learn, I want to know more. Is it possible? Let's move on to our next skill, shall we? Our next useless skill is nunchucks. I might need a little practice with these before I perform for anybody. After I master them, I'm gonna go out and street perform and see if anyone will donate some money to me. I'm going to train using these foam nunchucks. That way I don't get hurt too bad. And then when I actually go and perform on the streets to try and make some money, I'm going to use these real metal nunchucks. If I mess up with these, it's gonna hurt a lot worse. I watched some tutorials on how to use nunchucks and practiced using them. I learned this maneuver. I learned over the shoulders, like so. And then my favorite skill, I learned this figure 8 thing. Here, let me move my phone a little bit so I don't break it. Where you go like this, spin it over. I'm still perfecting it, but you have to admit that looks kind of cool. I think I'm ready to try the metal ones, but I'm pretty nervous. There's no room for error with these. Hey, we got the spin. Now it's time to take our skills out into the real world and see if we can make some money. I am here at the spot that we are going to street perform. I'm actually way more nervous than I thought I'd be. It's just this street corner right here. I've seen people street performing here before, so I hope we have some luck with it. I've got this face mask so that I look cool, and also it's cold outside, so it's gonna help keep me warm. And then of course, my donation bucket. It's Taylor Swift. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, just wanna clarify, but we're rocking the Taylor Swift donation bucket. Oh boy, here we go. I'm so nervous. Oh gosh. There's no way I'm doing this right now. I started performing when all of a sudden a cop drove by and then another cop. But luckily they didn't seem to have a problem with what I was doing. I kept performing for a very, very, very long time until this happened. The wind blew my tripod over and broke my phone and mics, so I decided to be done street performing. I faced many challenges in my journey of testing useless skills, and maybe I did fail in the end to prove that they are useful, but learning these skills taught me that there is so much more to life than just making money. I will always remember these experiences and challenges I encountered while making this video. And not going to lie, I had a ton of fun doing things I never would have otherwise. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm leaving.